Okay, hello everybody. This is Natalee, and I am here to do the March 13th to the 31st tarot reading and the Celtic Cross spread for Gemini. And I'm going to be doing instructionals along the way to show you how I do it in case you want to do it yourself at home. So the first thing I do, I knock on my deck and shake out any of the loose energy from the previous reading. And now I begin my shuffle. And I ask, or I meditate and I think on my question. Okay, Gemini, what's it looking like for you? These last 2 weeks of March, what's going on in your world? Thinking, feeling, what's the message that I can bring to you to give you some direction and enlightenment and guidance? And as far as when you're done shuffling, you have to sort of feel it out. Sometimes a card will pop up. Sometimes, if a card pops out, that's definitely when you're done shuffling, when you know you're done. Otherwise, you just have to feel it out and just feel the doneness and feel like you don't want to shuffle anymore. That means you're done. Then you go ahead and cut your cards. And you deal up. The Celtic Cross is a 10-card spread, and it goes as follows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have 7 through 10 on the side. And then the very bottom card of your deck is another significator or environment card for you, Gemini. I'm going to leave this right here. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it, Geminis. Let's see what we can make out of all of this. The first 2 cards that I pulled, the Page of Pentacles crossed by this, what is it? Right, the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Sword card. So I think this means that you've been expecting some money. You've been waiting for positive messages about money. You're waiting for something to come in. I think you're needing some good financial news to come in, but it's not coming in. This is sleepless night. This is staying up at night. Okay, this is anxiety and worry and stress. So I think you're staying up at night worrying about this money situation that you thought was coming, that you were waiting for a message about, and it didn't come, or it wasn't the news that you wanted. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Gemini. Okay. This is the foundation situation, the foundation of the situation, and the foundation of the entire reading of what's going on right now. So in the middle of March to the end of March, Gemini, we pull up the 6 of Coin card. So I'm thinking that you're on the receiving end of some financial generosity from your family, your friends, maybe work, maybe coworkers. You're receiving this. So it's good that you have people around you that you can go to for help because you're receiving it. You're getting it right now. Okay, this card is the card that is, the influence is your recent past, and it's just fading away, and it's something that you're still feeling. Okay, Gemini, you're rushing into something or rushing out of something or taking action before really thinking it through. Or maybe you have someone hot on your tail that's really, really rushing you and really, really pursuing you, and everything in the matter is just, I mean, look at the motion indicated by this card. Those clouds. Okay, you need to just, because this is a lot of activity. This is a lot, and I'm guessing this is, I mean, not too uncommon for a Gemini. You're always, then you kind of rule the suit of swords, you're mental people. Okay, now this card is directly ahead of you. This is the influence that you're about to start receiving in the very, very near future, what you can expect to happen next, or an action to take or to receive from your environment. I see you reconnecting with someone. I see you revitalizing a key relationship in your life. Maybe you're bringing a love relationship back into your life. Maybe it's a partnership in business or at work or family or something. There's some harmony that you can look forward to. So yay, harmony, look at that. Beautiful card. Very beautiful. And this is good, so don't get too hung up on this stress card, because it looks like you've got some good energy coming up that's going to help relieve some of that stress and anxiety. The card above you is a future milieu, a future environment, a future situation. So if this is the foundation of this tarot reading of right now, this is like in the further future, okay, Gemini? And in that future, Gemini, you're going to be expanding. Maybe higher knowledge, maybe school, maybe business, maybe, let's see. I'm thinking partnership. I'm thinking because of this beautiful Lovers card, I think you're going to be able to get a really good partnership going out of this. Maybe you reconnect soon in the immediate future, and it leads to you two expanding into something, broadening your horizons. So that would be really cool, Gemini. Okay, now we have this side of the panel. The card right here is the role that you are currently playing. It's your current position, and it's where you are right now. And look at you, Gemini. You're working hard. You're working so hard. You have all of your, you're the master of your craft. You're working on all of your pentacles, and that's you right now. Because this goes with these other two pentacle cards. The Page of Pentacles, waiting about money. Maybe you're working hard. You were waiting to hear about a bonus or a raise or a promotion, and it did not come. It didn't come. And you've been borrowing money. You've been relying on the generosity of others. And so this is probably a bit of a letdown. I'm sorry, but you are working hard. Okay, this is how other people see you. That's what this card signifies. Okay, this is coming up a lot today. This card, I'm going to interpret it because you're receiving generosity in the history, in your past. I think people are looking at you as getting away with it, getting away with something, getting away with borrowing money, getting away with skating. Maybe they see it as you skating. But don't worry so much about that. Don't worry so much about what other people think of you. So let's not spend too much time on that. This card right here is your hope or your fear, Gemini, and sometimes both. I think this is your fear of a new direction in life. And maybe it is also your hope for a new direction in your life. We don't know. You tell me, Gemini. You're going to take a nice long pause, a long think, because there's something that's not really going to be the same. This is going to be something that could make or break you or make a big difference, and I think you're afraid of that. I think you're afraid of things that might come and a little bit of fear of the future. That's okay. Don't stress too much about it. Okay, Gemini, this is your end result card. This is the outcome card. This is what you get. Why are you doing this to yourself, Gemini? You're taking on so many burdens. You're taking on way too many burdens that are not yours to take, and you can't. You're in a position where you're borrowing money. You are waiting on more resources that did not come. Why are you taking on these burdens? Don't do that. Take care of yourself first. That's my advice. Take care of yourself first, Gemini. Do not take on these other burdens. You need to take care of yourself first. But that's what you're going to do. I'm just a person telling you this. You're the one that's going to live your life, Gemini. And I think that you're going to feel like you have to. The burdens that you take on, even if you don't want to, you will, because you feel like you have to. But this is not real. This is self-imposed bondage. This is you not thinking, feeling, or seeing clearly, Gemini. Okay, I'm sorry. I wish I had nicer cards for you. But you need to overcome this. This is your lesson to learn. You need to feel the effects of all of this in the March 2019. For the next 2 weeks, you're going to be tiring yourself out, taking on these burdens, and beholding yourself to this masochistic sense of responsibility and duty. And only you decide when it ends. Only you decide, Gemini, when this ends and when you feel like, no, I'm not taking on this burden. This is your burden. I want my boundary. I want my responsibility to be my own. Only you can dictate that. But For the next 2 weeks, I don't see it happening where you do. I think you're going to keep taking on the burdens and suffering for it. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to leave on the high note. The high note is this beautiful Lover's card and this enterprising card. There's a relationship for you here, Gemini, and it's not the one where you're taking on burdens. So don't look at the relationships in your life where you're being relied upon. Look at the relationships that are being generous to you. Look at the relationships that are feeding you love, real love, and that are looking to expand with you and expand for you and grow the better parts of yourself so that you're not seen as this tricksy, I don't know, skater person or whatever. Because it's in this relationship that you can find something else that's better for you in your life. Okay, Gemini? Okay. That's all. Let me know how this works out. I'd love to hear a follow-up. And that is my advice. If the relationship, if anything in your life has to do with more burdens, run in the opposite direction if you can over the next 2 weeks, because that's gonna be negative for you. Okay, thank you for watching, Gemini.